Good day, my super fantastic science boffins. Just to let you know, I miss you all. Your faces, your energy, and the amazing science lessons we used to have. Hope you are ready for today's lesson. Let's have some fun. Grade 6s. Today's topic will be processes to purify water. Now, yesterday, remember you had to do the keywords to topic 9. So, let's head into the instructions. Most importantly, remember to write your date and your heading. And the heading and date would obviously be the 17th of July, and the topic would be processes to purify water. Now, please make sure you have these notes in your book, whether you print them out, have it in the academic pack, or write yourself some notes from this PowerPoint. Please make sure that you have the work in your workbook after this lesson. I would also like you to complete the necessary activity that is required. Most importantly, remember to rule off when you are done. So let's get started. I hope you enjoyed this. Now, when we think of processes to purify water, we need to understand that not all water is clean. So we need to improve it by using purification. Now, clean water is important. We need fresh water, and it is found in streams, rivers, and lakes. All other water is either too salty because it comes from the sea, frozen, which is in the glaciers, or it's stored underground, which means we cannot access this water, and we should not be drinking water that is stored underground, as it will have different composition and chemicals inside due to the rocks and the different things found underground. Now, we can only use 1% of all the water on Earth. Many people on Earth do not even have access to clean drinking water. And many people, especially children, die from diarrhea each year. So we need to purify our water. It needs to be clean, as it is important to us. Now that you understand that children and even adults can die from diarrhea each year just from drinking unsanitary cleaning water, now these deaths could be prevented just by increasing access to clean water. Yes, just imagine, just by us increasing the access and providing everyone with clean water to drink, we could save many people's lives. Now, many people have to walk a very far distance in order to just fetch clean drinking water. And some of them have to walk this very far distance, and even though they've walked so far, they still might not even get clean, fresh drinking water. They might even get dirty or unpurified water that they have to make clean. All living things around us need clean water to survive. Us as humans also need clean water in order to survive. It is one of our basic rights. Now remember, we need this. It's definitely not a want. Now, animals need water to digest food and remove waste just as much as humans do. And plants need nutrients. So, those nutrients are in the water. So, everything in an ecosystem and an environment needs water. It's one of the spheres of life. Now that we understand that clean water is important, let's look at how we can actually clean water. How can water be cleaned? Now we're going to take a look at sieving, filtering, settling, and decanting. These are used to remove solid substances in water. Now you have learned about these separation methods, and yes, we can use them to clean water. Water needs to be cleaned in order for us to drink it, so that it is safe and that it is good water quality. Remember, we do not want to be drinking unsafe water. Sieving cleans dirty water that contains large insoluble substances. Now remember, insoluble means it is unable to dissolve. Soluble means it is able to dissolve. The holes in a sieve allow water to pass through while keeping large substances behind. The smaller the holes in the sieve, the cleaner the water will be. Filtering is like sieving, but the dirty water will go through some sort of a material, like a cloth or a paper filter, and eventually, after you've filtered it over and over, the dirty water will eventually become cleaner and cleaner, but not yet clean enough to drink. Remember, a wetland is a good example of a filtering system. Settling occurs when dirty water is left for some time. The heavier solid substance sinks to the bottom, and then we can use that settling substance and decant. So decanting separates a liquid into different containers. The settled substance must not be disturbed. So decanting can only happen once you have settled the substance. Now, after all the solid substances are taken from the water, the germs must be removed. The most important part of purifying water. Now, I want you to think, how do we kill the germs in our water? So we're going to look at boiling and adding chemicals to kill germs. Remember, sieving, filtering, decanting, and settling does not remove the germs from the water. We would need to boil the water, which then kills germs and parasites that were in the water. I just want you to look down at the bottom of the picture of all those little parasites in the water and the germs. Now remember, we can't always see them. The water must be boiled for 3 minutes. Now, grade 6s, remember, this depends on how much or how little water you are trying to clean. And remember, you would have to boil it to a really high boiling point. It takes a long time for that water then to cool down for you to test if it is purified enough. Now let's take a look at municipal water before it is used. Water that comes out of a tap is supplied to residents and businesses by their local municipalities. Now, water is purified before and after it is used. Remember, if water is not purified before and after, we will all fall extremely ill and it becomes extremely dangerous. It is purified in water purification plants. That is what we call them, water purification plants. And at these purification stations, the first step is coagulation. Here, chemicals are added to make solid particles stick together. Now remember, water is not yet clean till we add chemicals. When we add chemicals, we are purifying the water. But when we add chemicals, we call this chlorination. So most importantly, how do you get germs out of water? You use chlorination. Water then goes into a tank where it settles. Once the water has settled, then the sediment sinks to the bottom. The water is then filtered through sand to remove the dirt and other substances. Chlorine, which we call chlorination, is a chemical and it is then added to get rid of the germs. This is known as disinfection or chlorination. We use chemicals, chlorination, to kill the germs. Water is stored until it is needed. I would like you to look at the picture of the municipal water after it is used. Here we have a picture of wastewater that is piped away from homes, which is called sewage. So you've got your coagulation, sedimentation, filtration, disinfectant, then the storage, and then right to your taps. That is how municipalities clean the water. Please just take a look at that so you can see the different processes. Remember, disinfection is when they use chemicals and we call it chlorination. Thank you for listening or watching. Please, I would like you to make sure you have these notes in your workbooks. Most importantly, you have a double lesson today. So in the remaining time of this lesson and in your second lesson, please could I ask you to make sure once you've watched this video, or if you have the notes, to make sure you have them, then I would like you to do the topic revision on page 110. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Most importantly, grade 6s, please use your demarcation to study. Everything you need to know for your exam is in your demarcation. Now, yes, I know the demarcation is long, but I promise you it is in detail.